Hey, what's up, everybody? James here with you. Clean the camera off here. Been wanting to do some live streams, and been trying to figure out the new YouTube stuff since they've changed so much stuff since I've done a live stream. I figured I would try to get on here during the weekend when everybody's off work and see what everybody's up to. I know the quality is not that great. We're sitting here running on a tablet, but it's the best I got so far. Trying to find a good webcam to do this stuff on. If you guys are interested, let me know. I've been wanting to do more, but like I said, this is the first one in the new year and first one in a long time because I don't have a camera available. I don't know why it's flickering for. Got 3 people so far, or 2 people probably, because I'm one of them in the chat. What's going on, everybody? Oh, not much, man. Sitting here just relaxing on this Friday night. Been trying to do this webcam thing for a while, this live stream. I don't know if you guys noticed, but past couple weeks it's been popping up on the subscription feed of me going live, and it's because I'm trying to figure out the the new YouTube thing. They keep changing stuff all the time, and I haven't been live since they changed the new Creator Studio. And a lot of that stuff, a lot of people are, smaller channels are getting screwed because, for one, you have to be live off of a PC instead of, you have to be live off an actual desktop instead of doing an actual tablet or a phone. But what am I going to talk about? Anything and everything. I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of outdoor stuff, from firearms, air guns, hunting, you name it, all kinds of just other random stuff. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. A lot of other YouTubers are having trouble because if you don't, if you don't have a certain amount of subscribers, you can't do it like I'm doing it right now on your channel. You can't do it off of a tablet. It has to be on a desktop, which is kind of dumb. You have to have an actual webcam on your desktop to do it. I don't understand what 1,000 subscribers has to do with that. I mean, I could see the monetization side of it, but not doing a live stream where you have to, have a streaming software if you wanted to do it on something else. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But anyways, yeah, I don't know what the deal is with this tablet. My son got a tablet for Christmas, so as of the moment, this is the only way I can get live. Uh, but it's not flickering, which is weird, on the tablet itself. It's just doing it on the live video, on the actual what you guys are seeing. It's not doing it from me watching myself though. Yeah, see, it's doing it on here, but it's not doing it on that. Hopefully that's better. There we go. All right, hopefully that's better. All right. Well, I'm not a legal person or attorney or whatever you want to call it to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. Um, so as a felon, I guess it depends on what state you live in and what class of a felon you are. Here in Indiana, which does not make any sense to me, I thought a felon was a person who cannot own firearms or any type of weapons, but there is different classes of felonies, and not the harshest felony, but I think like it's the one like the very, I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, it's the lowest count for a felony. A person in Indiana can actually own a firearm. They just cannot buy it from a store, which doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know. I would check with your um, local local ordinance, I guess, or local laws to see what the deal is. Yeah, I don't know, guys, why it's flashing or flickering. I'm sorry. What's going on, everybody? It's Friday night, just taking it easy. I figured I'd get live, trying something new again. If you just joined, sorry for the flicker. It's a new tablet that I'm trying this out on because I don't have an actual webcam right now. Let's see. If you can't own a firearm, then I guess it depends on what your classification of your felony is. If you can't have any type of weapon at all, like pocket knives, air guns, anything along that nature, again, I can't legally say that because I'm not a person who understands the law, depending on where you're at and what felony you have and what the actual description is. So, I mean, that would be again up to your local ordinance or wherever you're at to check to see what you're. Okay, you can have other weapons. So yeah, I would go. I'd say pocket knife or air guns or whatever, anything but firearm, muzzleloader, I guess, black powder, crossbow, yeah, regular bow. Yeah, or you could do a bat. Beeman Commander. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Well, I think I did. If that's the newest Beeman PCP. I think it's the new Beeman PCP. It's like the Chief, but the better version, like the Gauntlet. Yeah, if you don't know, if you guys don't know already, I've been trying to post most of my airgun stuff over on All About Airguns. If you haven't seen that channel yet, definitely go check it out. I do a lot of, I think, in-depth and in-detail stuff. A little different than what I used to do on this channel. I just wanted to push all the airgun stuff over there and make a whole new channel out of it because I didn't want this channel to be just about airguns as much as I like them and everybody else likes my videos. I was getting more towards just being an airgun channel, and that's not what I wanted because, you know, every video it seemed there for a while, I think it was like last year, it was nothing but airgun stuff, and I just kind of got wore out of it personally. I mean, I didn't get wore out of shooting air guns, just putting airgun video stuff up, so I wanted to get out and do different stuff, do different videos. I'm actually thinking about taking the Gammo Swarm Fox, the new break barrel air rifle. If you guys haven't seen it already, 22 cal. I did a out of the box review on this channel, and then I did a more in-depth detail review on All About Air Guns. And I was going to hunt squirrels tomorrow with it. Slingshot, probably yes and no. I mean, I don't know. I've done a lot of things with slingshots. Animal hunting wise, but nothing against people. Yeah, Indiana allows airgun hunting, but it's only for rabbits, squirrels right now, and then bullfrogs, and then there might be one other thing. I know you can shoot like all year round at birds that have no hunting season or no limit on them. But we can use an airgun for squirrels and rabbits, I know for a fact. And frogs, because I've hunted them before. No, they're trying to pass that this year, I believe. They're trying to pass it to where you can use a big bore for deer hunting. I guess if the price was right, I would buy a big bore air rifle, but it all depends on what gun and price and everything. I mean, I don't know, like I think it's the 40 cal Badger. It looks just like the QB Chief. I feel like that'd be a good gun to use, but again, it all depends on the new wall. Um, but yeah, they could be pricey for sure. I feel like firearms, they're still always going to be used, but a big bore air rifle is going to do a lot less damage to the meat. Yeah, I got some good videos planned. It's just finding the time to do them. If you guys been watching, you notice that I posted about the 350 Legend, about my build, and so I'm gonna be doing a video about that soon. That stinks that you're, is it Seneca Aspen or is it, what is it, Nova Liberty? Probably the same gun. It sucks though that they leak. I've had a bunch of guys call me about trying to fix their air guns and stuff like that. Yeah, I just can't ever, I couldn't do it. And to tell you guys the honest truth, if I ever got something that high quality, and that's the only thing to me is you're paying for the name. I mean, yeah, they're accurate guns. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, from what I've seen and what I've done with mine, it's really not that much different. And you're getting, yeah, you might be getting a gun that's ultra cheap from China, but you know, at the end of the day, am I really going to justify spending that extra $2,500, $2,600 on an air gun? In my eyes, not really. But if I am going to spend that much money on a gun, which is not going to be a lot, I can tell you that. But if I do spend a lot on a gun, I'm really going to get a good deal on it because I'm not spending, you know, what they actually want for, like, say, I don't know, raw or FX or anything like that. I'm not spending $2,000 to $3,000 on one gun and then to put an optic on top of it. Not doing it. I'd have to get a really good deal on a used one if I was going to do something like that, which I could never see myself doing anyway. But again, if I did do something like that, I'm not buying one brand new. Uh, I was actually looking at that with the mod or the regulator. My take on the Emerald Air, the 22 cal or Storm Rider is what a lot of people know it as by. It's made by I believe it's Snow Peak Air Guns. But point is, yeah, the regulator regulated the shots out, and from when I've shot it, it was a pretty decent and accurate gun. It was just loud because of the baffling. There was no real baffle system at the end of it. So if you want a loud gun or can withstand a louder gun, that's fine. With the regulator, you're going to get a lot more regulated shots, get more of a nice shot string. On the chrono, to me, that the regulator, depending on the biggest spread, if you're shooting at a certain distance at close range, you're really not going to notice that big of a difference. But if you're out shooting longer ranges, like say 50 yards, you'll definitely see a difference because the pellet starts to arc a lot more. Yeah, I was looking at that Nova Freedom because I know they make, I think it's two kinds, two types. They have the pump up version, then they have the HPA version with the external cylinder so you can put air in it yourself. But I've never actually shot one or tested one, and I've been watching, I believe it's Air Velocity Sport channel. He's done a lot to his gun, and he made it shoot slugs really well, but I'm just content right now with what I have, and buying the Gammo Swarm Fox for $99, I thought that was a heck of a deal for an air rifle that's a break barrel and shoots as good as it does. Yeah, I like Gammo guns. A lot of people don't really care for them, and they say that it's because of the plastic molding around the barrel and all that. But I've had one, the same design Camo Cadet since like 1996 and 97. I mean, I've had it for over 20 years and it's never failed me yet. No, I didn't do a lot of testing with the Fox. I just straight out went with Crossman Hull points just to see what it actually shot because I shot the Gammo uh, Whisper Mach 1 Fusion Elite like a year and a half or so ago when I was sponsored by an airgun shop because they lent it to me. And it shot the Crossman Premier Domes 14.3 grain. I mean, with iron sights at 10 yards, it was insane how I didn't even know I was hitting the same spot because it was just one hole on paper. Um, so I just ran the Crossman Premier Hull points through the swarm, and uh, after about a couple shots to get the barrel seasoned in, last five of the magazine were just stacking each other, whether it was the same hole or just right close to, next to each other. But no, I have not yet done any more ammo tests with it. I need to, but I mean, the way it's shooting now, I don't really think you can get any better than that out of 25 yards for a spring gun that's going 700 feet per second. I mean, and all the shots, once it gets seasoned in, can be covered by a dime. That's perfect for me. Uh, Air Guns Extreme, supposed to be getting snow tonight, supposed to be getting some bad weather. Yet, we haven't got any yet, so they've been saying on the news. Yeah, I've seen the Gammo 10X Gen 2. I've never shot it yet, but I don't get why they decided to flip the magazine, I guess, upright, because the first generation, the magazine goes straight down in and the pellets face the barrel. But the Gen 2, the pellets face up. What's going on, Mike? Yeah, I've been seeing the Corral Puncher breakers too, but I've never seen the Canadian version. Is that just because it's limited on the foot pounds? Is that what that is? Yeah, Gimmo's got some decent pellets for sure. I only shot a couple brands of them. I like the red fires for hunting, but I have yet to shoot with those this year too. I mean, I got a whole stack of pellets in a drawer that I still haven't even went through and touched yet this year. I just shoot the ones that work, and you know, why waste the good ones? Yeah, they say the slugs are the way to go, but to me that's not a pellet gun. That's a slug gun. Even though it's still air, I mean, I don't know. Just because it's air, not a powder burner, you're shooting a bullet basically, a slug. You got a Crossman F4 and you've had it for 5 months and you still haven't shot it, or you haven't got it to shoot good? Yeah, I could see that the magazine being is a little high, but I left the scope on that came with the gun, that came with the rings and everything, and I put it on myself. I mean, I didn't need the gun to be or the scope to be low mounted, so I just used the scope and the rings that came with it. 25 cal at 12 pounds. I bet that pellet is lobbing through the air. I mean, it's probably like a football. I've shot a couple of the Barracuda Hunter Extremes. I've never bought a 10 of them. What I used to use a lot was a H&N Barracuda match. I don't know what it was, but they shot pretty good almost out of every gun I've shot them through. And I think it's just because they're so long that they touch the lands and grooves of the rifling when they're pushed into the breech of the barrel. And they're pretty straight when they go in, because I buy the 5.52 head size pellets. And that's another thing. The Barracuda match, to me, the Barracuda 21.14 grain 22 cal match pellets are as close to a slug as I've ever gotten, and they pack a wallop when they hit something. The Chief, my Beeman Chief, shoots them at 760, 770 feet per second, give or take, about 27 foot-pounds of energy. Yeah, they smack something pretty hard. I was thinking about doing a slug test. I don't know yet. Get the FX slugs and then do the H&M slugs, but I just don't know if my guns would even perform well with them. I have yet to try the Crossman 19 grain, but it makes you wonder why they made those pellets. After all their pellets in 22 cal are 14.3 grain pellets, and then I guess their Crossman copper, which I used to shoot a lot of those too, the copper dome, were advertised as 15.4, but kind of find out they were 14.4. So I don't know what the deal was with those, but I know they shot good out of Chief. If you're just asking about like recipes in general, I mean, there's all kinds of recipes that I usually do when I get a squirrel or rabbit or whatever. I mean, you can do the basic fried stuff, but squirrel and dumplings is pretty good. I don't think I've ever made a video about that, but what you do is take a can of biscuits and roll each biscuit out and cut them into thin slices and boil some water, like with chicken broth, and let them sit in the chicken broth, boiling water, and firm up. And get your squirrel or rabbit all cooked and shredded up, whether you cook it in a crock pot and put it in there and have, basically it's like chicken and noodles or turkey and noodles, but it's biscuits that turned into noodles. It's pretty good. My next air gun. It's hard to say. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I've been thinking about either the Benjamin Fortitude or the Diana Storm Rider with the regulator, but I'm not sure yet. I was thinking, before I bought the Gammo Swarm Fox, I was thinking the Synergist, but the Synergist is just the Umarex Synergist 177 cal is such a heavy gun. And I guess the word on the street is that Umarex is making a Synergist in 22 cal, so I don't know. Yeah, I have yet to mess with the new Crossman MP2s. I heard they're a pretty sweet shooting gun. I don't know if you guys know or not, but Crossman's got a lot of their stuff on sale, and I don't know if it's still on sale, but I know on Black Friday and all the way up till Christmas and into the new year, they had a lot of their scopes and a lot of their guns on sale big time. Let's see here. Yeah, I got a couple of scopes when they had that stuff on sale. What do I think about the Umarex 25 cal? I really don't know. I've never shot one, but from what I've seen, I believe they like the 27 grain Polymag pellets. I can't remember if they said they specifically took their velocities off the 25 grain JSB. I can't remember, but 25 cals don't seem too bad. It's just funny that everybody was talking about a barrel band on the 22 cal and the 177, and they actually put one on the 25. And I was looking on the internet the other day, and they still have yet to make the barrel band for purchase for the other two calibers, which at least I couldn't find them. Yeah, those new Spectrum scopes, I never looked through those, but I bet they're pretty sweet for the first focal plane. Is that from Umarex? I have yet to shoot the new FX slug. Guillermo was the customer to send a request to customer service. So Guillermo's putting on the barrel bands on the Umarex gauntlets. I'll have to check that out. I don't know if I'm going to pay that though, since I made my own before, but we'll see. Think about selling my gauntlet if anybody's interested. Give you guys a good deal on it. Oh yeah, I shoot them all. Yeah, I do mine on the budget. Not that I have to. I mean, I could buy the best of the best if I really wanted to, but I don't. I use a $40 pump from eBay, and Airguns Extreme does the same thing. Only thing he didn't do was read his manual. It's awesome. I'm glad you guys are digging the Pinty stuff. I mean, for the price, you cannot beat them, and the next best thing is still made from China, in my opinion, and they work. That's all that matters. They track, they hold zero, the turrets move when you click them, they make a click sound. I mean, what else could you get for the price? Oh yeah, always spending money on the kids. On top of regular bills that you gotta pay, mortgage, auto loans, credit cards, school loans, groceries. Oh yeah. Yep. I was actually thinking about making a video on credit card debt. I don't know if you guys are got any credit card debt, but when I was younger, I had all my cards maxed out, and I had limits that were just insane, especially for a guy that was in his 20s to have. And I maxed them out. Well, here recently, I got them down to insanely low, and I like bounced my credit score in 1 month like over 60 points. It was crazy how I did it. Oh, plans for the fox, the Gambo fox swarm. Well, I'm thinking about taking it squirrel hunting tomorrow. What else am I going to do with it? I don't know. Might do a couple more videos. I'm not really sure yet. I need to get out and do some squirrel hunting with it because squirrel season ends the 31st of January for us here in Indiana. So I'd like to get a squirrel under the belt for it. It's been a while since I've got a squirrel with a break barrel, and that Gamma Fox Swarm, it's a sweet shooting gun. I do not own a Hot Sun. A buddy of mine does, in 22 cal, and I do know how to tune a hammer, believe it or not, on a Hot Sun AT-44. I do know how to do it because I talked him through it over the phone on his 22 cal. Uh, so if you look up the trigger system on the AT-44 or the hammer system, you'll see that a spring goes through the hammer, and then there's like an Allen screw or hex screw that you have to play with to actually get the hammer tuned in to how much air, for every shot and all that stuff and velocity. So I do know how to do it, but I don't have the gun to do it to make a video. And you take the action out of the stock, and I believe you can either get to that screw by adjusting it by by the trigger or taking the trigger out. Oh yeah, the red fires are an awesome pellet. I mean, they're not meant to be super extreme long range, but man, when they hit close range, they just cut a hole whatever they hit. I remember, I think it was last year, or the year before, I shot a couple squirrels out of the tree in the backyard with the Gamo red fires. And man, them things, they hit so hard that they were leaving, and you guys probably seen the videos, they were leaving like almost dime-sized holes in the squirrel. No joke. For body shots, not even head shooting, just a body shot behind the forearm. The holes were insane. And then I switched over to the Beeman, I think it was the Beeman round, and I found that the Beeman round at closer ranges did a little more devastation than the Gamo red fires and cost even less. But the red fires are just an awesome pellet that you can get just about anywhere instead of ordering online or whatever, paying shipping cost. Yep. Yeah, I think the truly difference between the Gamo red fire and the Crossman destroyers, uh, just the weight. I mean, if you look at the design, they're practically the same exact design, even though the destroyers have the lead tip, the lead point, the red fires have the polymer tip. All it is about a grain of difference of weight, and man, they both do well. I mean, I don't think I've hunted with the destroyers lately, or even shot anything with them. I might have shot like a chipmunk or something when we first moved in here about 4 years ago, but that's about it. I haven't really shot a squirrel with them, but the red fires, yeah, I mean they're accurate and they do stay in the body. I think I found one pellet in a squirrel. It didn't fully exit. I mean, it just mushroomed out. Is that a 177 or is that a 22 cal, Mike? Yeah, I shot the Polymag and the Red Fires. I don't know if you guys seen that on the AAA channel, where I compared both the 22 caliber Red Fire and Polymag in a break barrel, and in the Beam Chief, and in the Gauntlet, and the Red Fires just outperformed the Polymag in every gun. I thought that was crazy. A lot of people were ticked about it, but I'm like, yeah, so what? I mean, if your gun shoots the Polymags, more power to you, and you want to spend, you know, whatever it costs at the time there. I bought 110. I've never bought a 10 of them again, but it was like 12 or $13 I had to pay for them off of Pyramid Air and Airgun Depot, which to me is insane. Then they turn around and charge you for, $10 shipping, so you're ended up spending $20 for a tin of pellets. That's another thing I don't do. Very rarely do I ever spend money on special order pellets anymore. Just because I've seen and know what I've seen, it's just, unless I'm absolutely wanting to really try something, I don't really spend money on pellets anymore. And I think that's why I've just been shooting inexpensive pellets that I can get my hands on, like the Crossman Premier Hollow Points, one of my favorite go-to pellets because they're inexpensive and they're readily available here. Uh, for $6.50. Sometimes they're on sale for $6 or less than $6 for 500 pellets. I mean, where can you get that? I wonder if you. I wonder if the pellet's getting into the throat of the breech where it's starting to tighten up before it gets into the rifling. That's what you should probably try, Mike. Uh, when you push that pellet in with the bolt and it gets tight and you close the bolt down, not run a cleaning rod, but push a cleaning rod through the opposite end and pop the pellet back out and see if the pellet got deformed or what happened, why it was doing that. That's crazy that they're spot on 14.4 grain and the polymags are 16 grain. I'm sure there's probably a little bit of difference there, but I quit weighing pellets a long time ago. I mean, I tried it there for a while to see if there was a huge difference, and I really couldn't find the difference. And you're really not going to see the difference, in a brake barrel, in my opinion, because your hold's always changing. I don't know if you've seen that video I did recently on all about air guns about my hold, but if you don't get the hold, get the stock in the same position every time, your guns are going to shoot that much off. And that's why people say that, brake barrels and PCPs are inherently more accurate, which, yes and no, it depends on the shooter. I do not own any 25 cal PCPs, and I don't think I ever will because of just pellet cost. I cannot get 25 caliber pellets here at my local stores, so I would have to special order them to get them here to shoot. So I really don't want to spend more than what 22 caliber pellets cost for one, and then I'd have to special order those. Yeah, I wonder what the deal is though. Why it's doing that? Like when you're pushing them in, I wonder if the probe on the back end of the pellet, the skirt pushing in where the probe goes. I wonder if the actual first driving band is touching the rifling. Alright, I'm going to be right back, guys. I'm going to go get something more to drink. Alright, I'm back. 9 o'clock. Yeah, I definitely need to get some, or get a webcam for the desktop computer, because I can see the flickering, so. Alright, man. Talk to you later. That's crazy, Mike. I bet shipping, I mean, I'm sure the pellets are probably cheaper online, but the shipping, does it end up being about the same? The shipping cost and the cost of the pellets? Well, I'm gonna get off here probably in about 5 minutes or so. So I hope everybody enjoyed this. Again, I hope you didn't mind the flickering. I'm gonna try to get a better camera for next time. Alright, everybody. Well, hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday night. I'm out of here. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Glad we got to hang out. Hopefully I answered the questions that people asked. If not, leave me a comment below. See you guys on the next one. Hopefully next time we'll have a better camera, better equipment.